Good afternoon and welcome to a brand new week. This is KTN Newsdesk. My name is Bonny, Tunya.
Indeed, you have made the right choice by joining us to begin your week. We have quite a bit lined up for you. My name is Edith, Kimani. Let's get straight to it. Candidates preparing to make the final kickoff for KCPE tomorrow. Also, suspected gangsters gunned down by police in fierce gunfire exchange in Buruburu. And finally, in the business, we also have something that Bonny Tunya will be bringing to you, so do stay tuned for that.
Welcome to the program. The Kenya National Examinations Council says they have so far arrested 30 suspects of exam cheating in the ongoing KCSE examinations.
This as KCPE exams are expected to kick off Tuesday. Now, NEC says this is a clear example that the body will take punitive action on anyone found engaging in cheating during the examinations.
NEC has warned teachers who have been aiding students in cheating that they risk jail terms or even losing their jobs. This as schools countrywide started the KCSE rehearsals today.
Here we have, as I had told you before, about 844,000 candidates, with 906 candidates from Nuba Mountains in southern Sudan. And the examination for Nuba Mountains was flown out yesterday, and a few of my officers have gone to ensure that this examination is undertaken. And as at 8th, that is on Friday, the CID officers had assisted, and other security personnel has assisted us, together with the police, to make several arrests of people who were committing examination irregularities. Many of the cases which have been reported to us by the concerned stakeholders, including the public, who sometimes, as I told you, walk in here, send SMS on examination irregularities, are being acted upon where we are able to reach. Of course, there are certain areas we have gotten report, and if we are not able to reach, we will talk to the security apparatus on the ground, and we tell them to take action, and we will then investigate and see what action has been taken.
And the rehearsals that started today were for KCPE and not KCSE as earlier stated. But in a press conference shortly after the NEC CEO spoke, KUPPET has warned NEC of harassing teachers in the pretext of fighting cheating in the ongoing national examinations. KUPPET instead accused NEC of being responsible of exam leakage. More details on that developing story in our subsequent bulletins.
Right, let's now move to matters of conflict. And the Commission of on the Implementation of the Constitution, Chairman Charles Nyachai is warning of a looming crisis between the judiciary and the legislature. Nyachai says the Judicial Service Commission contravened the Constitution when it failed to honor summons to appear before the Justice and Legal Affairs Committee. Speaking in Kisii County, Nyachai, challenging arms of government to respect each other, mandates a void to constitutional crisis.
Our Constitution is designed in such a way that each arm or each office or each organ must, one, deliver on its own mandate, but two, respect the mandate of the other institution. What appears to be a looming constitutional crisis, particularly between the National Assembly and the judiciary, really, if you look at it, it is a crisis which can be avoided, because the Constitution is very clear. Parliament can summon any person. That is the words of the Constitution, any person. So it means Parliament can summon even the President. That is very clear. So therefore, I have no hesitation in saying that the Judicial Service Commission members flouted the Constitution when they failed to appear before a parliamentary committee. If you look at Article 159 of the Constitution, it gives, on behalf of the people of Kenya, it gives judicial authority to Parliament to exercise on behalf of the people of Kenya. And therefore, if Parliament as an institution takes the view that it cannot be subject to that judicial authority, then we have a crisis. I'm in complete agreement that it is not the place of the judiciary to control the internal workings of Parliament. But Article 159 says clearly that the High Court has jurisdiction to determine any matter where anything is said to be done pursuant to the Constitution, because we must have an end to the process.
The case against 4 suspects allegedly linked to the Westgate Mall siege will start on January the 15th next year. The court said that it will notify the 4 suspects on whether they will be given bail or not before their case starts. Now, the suspects, Mohammed Ahmed Abdi, Liban Abdullahi Omar, Ibrahim Adan Dek, and Hussein Hassan Mustafa, had last week appeared before Nairobi Chief Magistrate Dolphin Okundi to answer on 7 counts of committing a terrorist act contrary to the Prevention of Terrorism Act 2012. The court said that the 4 jointly with others not before the court allegedly supported and carried out a terrorist attack on September the 21st at the Westgate shopping mall in Westlands. Their trial is expected to take off on the 15th of January. Great, and for more news, back to Edith.
Thank you, Tunya. Now, this story begins by asking, are you a man? And then the second question is, are you aware that today there is a ritual, or rather a day that's supposed to be observed? Well, according to the Maendeleo ya Wanaume organization, now Christian Global Gender Empowerment Network, as it moves to the global arena, all men should now observe World Men Liberation Day on 11th of November every year. According to Njoka, while marking the Men Liberation Day, men should, get this, you should not eat, you should abstain from sex, and you should only greet women with your left hand. Here's KTN's Sharon Momanyi with the rest of the story.
You know how you've marked all the important dates on your calendar? Well, as a man, you may just need to cycle one more date. That is November 11th. Observe it every year and call it
World Men Liberation Day.
More importantly, don't forget the rules and regulations.
Men will greet women with their left hands. That is to mark this World Men Liberation Day. This is a no-sex day. This is a no-smiling day. And this day, men are not supposed to eat food.
Instructions from the Maendeleo ya Wanaume organization, which has apparently now gone global, complete with the appointment of international figures in its leadership, or so we are told. It is now called the Global Gender Empowerment Network, or GNET.
And I've been the president of Men Worldwide. With me here is a deputy president and other officials of the organization. We have appointed a women president, and is none other but the First Lady of the USA President, Her Ladyship, Her Excellency, Michelle Obama.
So, are the men observing this day?
Not observing that. I feel that women are an integral part of the community. There is no reason why we should take a special line and say, look, today we are treating women in a particular way. Men and women are one and the same thing, and they form part of what is there in day-to-day life for everybody.
On my opinion, I don't know why they boycott for that. Because even as ladies, we have our own issues, but we don't boycott, we don't complain.
Aside from the Liberation Day, the organization is also opposed to the appointment of county women representatives, saying it sidelines the men.
Sioni kama na make sense. Juko pande yangu sio inanisaidia nini? Kwa sababu sijapata sina malalamiko yote kuhusu kwa nini wameamua ati kwa sababu wamepanga mpangilio kama hiyo.
Sharon Momanyi, KTN.
I am so baffled by that
Right,
story.
so
Why are
Joker
you
is a
smiling?
president.
You shouldn't be smiling on this day.
It's a You know the way you are so happy you tear. So at times you're so mad you smile. But men have been denied. They've been asked to shake women's hands, you know, using the left hand, amongst a host of other things that we shouldn't do. It's
also been described as on the posters. I don't know if you saw the coup de grace, which is actually like a mercy killing. I don't understand what those two have to do with each other. But I'm sure Sharon Momanyi, if she's carrying that story at 9 o'clock, will expand.
We have to recognize Maendeleo Wanaume has rebranded. It is now called, wait for it, Global Gender Empowerment Network.
There you have it. My name is Edith Kimani, and I am very happy today that I am a woman. Elsewhere, let's give you news coming in from the Amani Coalition campaigns, I believe. Actually, suspects gunned down. The 4 suspects were gunned down last night after a fierce exchange of fire with police in Jam Rescue area, and that's in Buruburu.
Now, police recovered a pistol and vehicle they suspected to have been stolen during the incident.
Residents of Buruburu were last night forced to scamper for safety as police exchanged fire with 4 suspected thugs. The drama is said to have unfolded as plainclothes police were running to stop the thugs who were escaping in an allegedly stolen car at around 8:30 p.m. According to police, the gang used the car to ferry stolen goods from a house in the neighborhood where the gang had struck. During the operation, 1 pistol was recovered and the stolen car later driven to the Buruburu police station as the bodies were taken to the mortuary. Investigations are ongoing to establish whether the suspected gangsters have been the ones behind a series of robberies in the area. Ian Wafula, KTN.
Great, let's go to Western Kenya and Amani Coalition Party transfer of all independent electoral and boundaries commission officials who served in the March 4th polls in Bungoma County ahead of the senatorial by-election slated for December the 19th. Amani Coalition leader Musalia Mudavadi said credibility of the officials, some of whom noted appeared before the court and admitted that errors were committed under their watch, has been dented and they therefore cannot be relied upon to oversee the December mini polls. Mudavadi was speaking in Webuye at a Thanksgiving ceremony at the home of former area MP Joash Wamangoli. The Amani Coalition is backing Musikari Kombo of the New Ford Kenya party that is affiliated to Amani Coalition for the vacant Bungoma senatorial seat.
New electoral officials ambao hawatuhusika na mchezo kama ulilifanyika ikaumiza kura zetu hapa. We want the IEBC to bring in new people to supervise the election here. Because the ones who are here, all of them appeared in court to give evidence, and the evidence that they gave pointed out that they were at fault in ruining the election of the people of Bungoma. So they cannot be trusted to be the same people to conduct the next by-election.
Right, from Western, I believe we have some positive news regarding farming in Nakuru County. Edith?
Absolutely, and that falls under our Eco-Journal section. And a 2011 United Nations study actually listed Nakuru town as Africa's fastest growing town. But that rapid expansion and urbanization has come at a price. The modernization has contributed to the drastic reduction of the size of farmland, and farmers are struggling to reap maximum productivity from their now smaller farms. On Eco-Journal this afternoon, Rita Tinina reports on new farming trends in Nakuru, where farmers are venturing into unfamiliar territory and reaping the benefits.
Home of the Flamingos, Nakuru town was in the 70s officially the cleanest town in the East African region. But over the years, this town with a cosmopolitan feel lost its glory, and it is easy to see why. The 4th largest urban center in the country after Nairobi, Mombasa and Kisumu, Nakuru has witnessed rapid expansion in recent years. Population increase has put a strain on the provision of urban services, but it is the modernization and industrialization of this town that is taking a toll on the land, at least when it comes to farming. Land buying companies and cooperative societies have taken over land previously under crop.
There is a place known as Umoja. That area was about 800 acres under maize, under pastures. But currently now, it's 50 by 100 plots, and those people need to feed.
With pressure on land for farming, for those still taking up the djembe, the challenge is how to get maximum productivity from their small pieces of land. And some farmers in Nakuru are taking up an even bigger challenge, trying out non-conventional crops in the area. Meet Kezia Wanjiru. Her land measures 0.9 of an acre.
Zamani nilikuwa na wachilia shamba ati nagojelea kupanda mahindi na maharagwe na waru peke yake.
That's all in the past now. In her small shamba, you will not only find maize, there are tomatoes, pumpkins, mangoes, avocados, to bananas. Not too far off from here is Danson Moirore's shamba. From peas, guavas, sugarcane and bananas, the fruits and vegetables are evidently doing well. Other farmers like Florence Wangoi too have ventured into unfamiliar territory, trying their hands at strawberry farming. And just like the other two shambas, Florence Wangoi's crops are flourishing, and it is not all about good rains. The farmers are members of the Wanyororo Integrated Sustainable Development Unit. The Catholic Diocese of Nakuru, through the support of the Changieni Rasilimali Initiative, has been taking them through the paces of how to increase their food production and market their produce.
Shauri unaenda kwa mwingine unakuta kweli ana shamba kubwa na eka kama 10. Lakini ile kitu unapata kwa hiyo eka yako moja ni nyingi kuliko ile yake.
The Wanyororo farmers say they now know what it takes to increase productivity. Top on the list, organic manure.
Sasa nikipanda kitu lazima nipande na hiyo. Sipandagi na fertilizer.
Sasa kama sasa sina ng'ombe hapo. Na ile majani unatoa kwa shamba yote unaisanya pahali pamoja. Kufika mwaka moja hiyo imekuwa mbolea nyingi sana ya kutosha shamba yote.
Then there is intercropping and the subdivision of the small pieces of land for various crops.
Shamba kadogo unakatumia vizuri, unaitumia yote, hakuna kitu unabakisha.
Ukipanga vizuri utapata. Ukipanga baya utapata.
You'll have crops for the short rains. You must also have a major crop that is the staple food, the maize now, because it will give you food and also it has some income.
With farming season in, season out, land is hardly left to breathe, and the farmers have to be innovative to keep the soils replenished.
Kama nilikuwa napanda waru, si waru inaenda chini. Nikitoka waru nitapanda mahindi. Mahindi inaenda juu, maharagwe inaenda juu. Pahali nimepanda ya kwenda juu, naenda napanda hiyo ya kwenda chini. Naenda nikipandili.
They have learned the new ways of farming through exchange visits with their counterparts in Bomet, Kericho, Eldoret and Trans Nzoia counties.
Na tunapelekwa tour. Wakati tunapelekwa, tunaenda tunabadilisha mawazo.
Wakati wamekuja sasa pa upande wa kwetu, tunaonyesha vile tunalima. Unakuta hawa hawajui kulima vitu kama dania.
The farmers have not only managed to increase their productivity to meet their subsistence needs, they have surplus for sale, are able to market their produce, and some are going a step further and adding value to their produce.
Sasa kwa hii matunda nimeshika hivi, baketi moja yenye nilikuwa nauza 70, 100 ama 120, siku hizi inaniletea 1000 bei ya chini. Nikitumia kutengeneza jam.
Through the exchange visits, the farmers learn some new farming tricks, but it is the adoption of sustainable farming practices that is making all the difference in the kitchens and pockets of farmers here. Rita Tinina, KTN, Wanyororo, Nakuru County.
Fantastic. That is a story of hope. And it comes from Nakuru. I mean,
your hometown.
Who else comes from Nakuru?
And I'm sure you enjoyed it even more because you're a farmer as well.
Excellent. I mean, that was a great piece.
But remember, if you want to catch up with Eco Journal, do log on to www.ktnkenya, www.youtube.com/KTN Kenya to catch up on all the episodes. Right now, though, we take a short commercial break.
Right, and what she didn't tell is that the website is standardmedia.co.ke. We'll be back after this break. Welcome back. It is time for business. We'll start with people winning awards, and NIC Bank has been named the overall winner of the Champions of Governance Awards by the Institute of Certified Public Secretaries of Kenya, ICPSK. The award, in its fourth year, seeks to recognize institutions and individuals that exhibit high standards of corporate governance. During the awards, the Institute also launched its Champions of Governance Index that it hopes will be used to further promote and encourage good governance in both public and private sector. Globally, corporate governance is a key measure in attracting foreign direct investment and it instills confidence to would-be investors. Now, this year's award was also presided over by Industrialization Permanent Secretary Dr. Wilson Songa, who urged for a paradigm shift in governance both at the national and county level.
Housing, real estate. These institutions are now financing SMEs. They give loans to the range of 10 million, 50 million, 100 million to individuals to set up or to stabilize their SMEs. And therefore, in line with the Vision 2030 and for the good of the economy, I think this...
Our mission and vision are purely centered around the promotion of governance.
The objectives of this award emphasize the need to impart values and principles of good governance, which is a critical parameter in achieving the intended objective, and therefore our need to ensure that we subscribe to them.
Right, and of course, part of the stories that we didn't bring to you, but you've been following internationally, has been the typhoon in the Philippines. So far, it has casualty numbers go up to 1,000, and the BBC has condemned it as a bedlam. Basically mean it's chaotic, it's really bad, it's worse beyond what the rescue and first respondents would do. By the efforts by the Red Cross, the International Red Cross, to try and save people in the Philippines, you can go to our official website for that particular update on the international beat.
And to our Did You Know fact of the day, did you know Bob Marley gave the credit for No Woman, No Cry, No Woman, No Cry, No Woman? No Woman, No Cry, to a friend who ran a soup kitchen, and this was to ensure that the royalty checks would keep the soup kitchen open. Isn't that cool?
No Woman, No Cry.
No Woman, No Cry. Yeah, that's our Did You Know fact of the day. My name is Edith Kimani. I'm off to lunch. Bonny Tunya won't be joining me as he is observing this special day for men where they're not supposed to eat.
Our president. For the, I forget the name, but it was the Network for Gender Empowerment Network for Men.
Well, there you have it. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.